Hey Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over that massive pump on the BTC chart, guys. Of course, we did hit that target that I was talking about between 29 to 30K, almost to the penny, guys. So Alpha fam, if you did take that trade, then you guys are absolutely killing it. Now, we were looking for this trade ever since we put in a bottom around this channel that I was pointing out several weeks ago. And when we crossed the mid channel and held that middle point, then that was an excellent point of entry. And I was telling you the threshold that we needed to meet was this 26,000 here. That would remove the possibility of this weakness down in the $25,000 area. Of course, you could have taken the risk when we did recover the 50% on that alpha momentum pool down here around 25,500. But if you got a late entry at 26,000, not too bad. And then we did have this movement here, which I was calling as a potential fake out, where you can see that we did just kind of wrap around basically this diagonal pivot. And that's what I was counting on. Of course, we did want to have a little bit more security up here. And so in that last momentum pool, we were talking about just securing that $27,000 area if you really wanted to see that push. And if you were super conservative, you could have been looking at that $27,600 area outside of this kind of wedge that we had forming here. And that's what did, in fact, carry us home. Now we are having a little bit of a pullback after that massive pump. And guys, that's totally normal. Of course, we did it here, pull back, did it here, pull back, right? Did it here, pull back. So this is totally normal price action. And of course, we're just going to climb these stairs to the upside the best that we can. And if we do have a little bit of a pullback, you can see that we can come all the way back down to this diagonal, or maybe just the bottom of the momentum pool if we are bullish. Where we would start to lose a little bit of momentum should we breach that area. But if we just pivot around it, no harm, no foul, that's going to be around 27,772. And we have a pretty decent sized buffer all the way down to that $27,077 area where we would just threaten to take out that neutral point of control and put bears back in charge. But at the time of this recording, we are above the bullish control line, above 28,229. That was an area that I was mentioning that we were looking to get into for the potential for a bull market to be back. Now, I don't expect this to just hold, right away. Maybe it could happen, but, just the way that markets are, the way that the global economy is, moving sideways for the next few months, whether we do have pumps up to like 32K or dumps down to like 26K or whatnot, going sideways is probably going to be the name of the game as we just continue to consolidate. And if there is a greater push, well, just to be on the lookout for that. And of course, there could always be a black swan event with everything going on in the Middle East and some of these other economic fears that may be coming out of, for instance, China, etc. Right? But guys, so far everything is going to plan. As long as we're above 28,409, we're in truly excellent shape. We're still above that volatility pivot at 27,000. So really no risk here, maybe just some checkbacks, and we don't start losing that momentum until 27,700-ish. And the Bears don't gain full control until we're at a 25,600, and we don't lose that big alpha energy until we're under 25,500 as well. So, we've got a big buffer to work with here. And as you can see, we are above the Bollinger Band's midline here on the daily, which does suggest just if you need a indicator for a proper indication here, it does suggest that bullishness is continuing to play. So a pullback to the Bollinger Band midline also isn't out of question. If we throw on the weekly, then you can see that we are also above that weekly Bollinger Band midline. And so, we haven't closed the week yet. We still have about 5 days left. But if we do close in this territory, then there is going to be the potential for that bull market to be back on, especially if we're above this peak over here at 28,000. So 28,000 is still that line in the sand that I'm looking at just to be talking about the bull market. But as you can see, since this Bollinger Band does have a little bit of a negative curve at the moment. What we do want to watch out for is just a positive curve, and that could take some time. And price action can do some funny things, during that time. So just be aware that there could be some shenanigans as this Bollinger Band midline wants to start putting in a positive curve to really take us into that next bull market, perhaps next year, guys, in full drive there. But until then, we're just in that kind of baby bull market, just in this kind of stage one of the bull market where Bitcoin really has put in this low. We've put in another low. I do expect us to put in some type of a high and then perhaps, maybe a double bottom, or a higher low, and then just continue to grind. If we do take out this area around 25,000, then there is that potential for that 23 to, maybe even 18 or maybe even double bottom or lower on this macro chart here, should we fail those areas. But we are kind of far away from there right now, so that's not my main concern. We're still looking to the upside. We're looking sideways and up in the big scheme of things right now, unless we start violating some of these key areas. Guys, I just have to tell you that, we hit this one out of the ballpark. We've been hitting it out of the ballpark since basically we got our entries around 16,000, taking a chance on some of those really small time frame, momentum pools, and then validating that around 16,500, $17,000 area, and it's just been up since. And so again, I'm looking at this as potentially being another low on this chart, where if you just think about it, this is the low. This is a high, essentially. This is another low, and we're looking for another high. That's what I'm on the lookout for. And then if this market wants to do some type of a weird shakeout, just some type of market maker shenanigans, or if we just grind it out, we're just going to have to be very careful at that point, because the tricks are going to be in full swing in this area, I'm pretty sure. Guys, that's your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.